What are we doing with the cum?
I mean,
Answer this carefully.
This is a weird conversation.
I think if
What's going on, you guys? This is your boy, TOS Kinger. You might be wondering, why do you look so handsome? To which I would reply, because it's TOS Kinger, baby. How we doing this morning? Oh man, I'm having a slow day. I don't know what it is. Lately I've been sleeping like shit. And it's weird because I'm still exercising. And maybe it's just because I'm eating junk food. Been eating M&Ms and I need to stop that. This is bad. This is bad. I should not be eating M&Ms like I eat M&Ms, you guys. It's a fucking problem. Anyway, you guys, today we're going to react to Plug Talk. And this episode is called Holly Day Introduces Her Man, Tells Him She's Going to Bone Adam. I'm excited to see how much of these cucks get along, or cuckdom. I don't know. Could you call it cuckdom? It's like a society now, right? Like they all have kind of like their own chat room where they can talk about how their girls fuck other people. Anyway, man, this should be interesting. Let's check it out. Get this shit out of my fucking face.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Adam22. Welcome to another episode of Plug Talk. And my wife is not here. For the second time ever, Lena the Plug has fell under the weather and she will not be joining us today. It's kind of a sad state of affairs. So Holly,
Well, ain't that too bad?
hello.
we're going to be working together
Yes,
today.
Hold on. Let me move this. Look at how he's sitting. He's trying to prove something. His legs are spread far apart. He's trying to say like, I got a swanging dick. I don't know, man. Weird. Let's just keep it going. I was distracted by her voice, and then I was distracted how he sits. Strange. Let's keep it going.
And I see you brought your most recent boy toy over here.
I brought my man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks
Things have been
upset.
going really well recently, so
They
Right.
have, which is why I'm a little hurt, Adam, that you would invite me out to No Jumper. And I'm thinking like, oh, Adam wants to podcast again. Maybe Adam wants to give me some merch I can wear. And instead, you lay it on me that you're going to have with my woman.
Whoa.
To what extent is she your woman? Define your relationship.
Well,
Linda.
you know, we work together on some YouTube stuff.
we do.
She's a frequent collaborator on the channel.
Yes.
And, you know, once or twice, we might have held hands while cameras were off.
No, I actually know for
Hold
a
on.
fact that you guys have slept together, right?
Well, a gentleman doesn't tell.
Yes, we don't kiss and tell, but
And you
we
wouldn't
have
know anything about that, you scumball.
It's awkward for me every time I click on one of your videos and I'm just like thinking I'm going to just get to watch some good old fashioned, fun vlog comedy style action.
What?
And then
it's
Holly's there and I get a little motion in my underpants.
Oh, see, that's what I bring to the crew.
Okay. Apparently they know each other. These guys are nerds. I don't. Okay, so I guess the guy who has his legs spread apart, he's got a funny haircut. That guy, I guess he's like a huge dork and like they don't bang, like him and his girl, but then his girl's gonna bang at him. Weird.
That's why he has me on. Yeah.
It's worked out well for her, too. She has one, I don't want to call him a cretin, but
No.
there's a gentleman who has paid her $20,000 who found her through
shit.
our videos.
Yes, he is one of my most loyal fans ever.
Really?
Yeah, and he's a hardcore Danny Mullen fan. Every time I'm with Danny, I'm like, oh, like, let me FaceTime you so you can meet your hero, and he won't do it.
What the f?
Not do it. He loves him so much.
Huh. It's pretty
Oh.
crazy.
You and your go, bro.
That was
I thought it was a bomb about to go off.
really?
I respect the
Jesus.
crew. I respect their work. I don't want to distract anyone.
But you're thinking, thanks for the $10 a month on Patreon, but the whole of 20K would have been nice.
Exactly. It's
Huh.
like, what do I got to do? People talk about female privilege and the patriarchy.
Yeah.
Nobody forks over 20 grand because I have tits.
No. You would have to grow tits and get a pussy in order to get one of your fans to give you 20K.
That
This
is
is
around
weird.
these days.
Yeah.
How did this guy give you 20K? Was it in multiple different lump
It
sums,
was,
I'm assuming?
yes, it was multiple. He loves a face.
Let me just stop by saying I want to enjoy this podcast, but they're just like mundane, boring fucking people. These guys are so boring. Like Adam22 is boring, okay? From what I remember on the show, his wife is boring. I don't know how much longer I can go on with this mundane conversation about it's almost like matter of fact, but it's like sarcasm at the same time. I'm just really fucking bored. Let's get on some funny shit. Like talk about some fun shit. This sucks.
FaceTime. He gets a lot of customs. It's very, yeah.
Wow, see, that's so interesting to me because my wife, who's not here for the record, she has never got super deep into like doing that kind of thing where like, girls will actually have the dude's number and like FaceTime them and like kind of keep in touch with them on like a super girlfriend almost style
Yeah.
level. So would that be weird for you? Because let's say you and Danny were to take your relationship to the next level and get a bit more serious.
Oh, we have.
Would you? Oh, so this is as serious as it gets. Would you be willing to
This
get
might
rid
be
of
the
your pay
Today
pigs?
might be the dagger in the relationship. I'm saying,
It
your
might.
penis might be the dagger.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Might
They call
be.
me Young Dagger Dick.
Do they?
It's been said.
It's
Yeah.
fitting. Then.
It's been said.
It's fitting.
Those are
yeah.
losers.
One man called me that once 10 years ago, and I chose to repeat it to myself.
Basically.
Honestly, well, today's the perfect day.
Would you ever be able to get in a relationship where you had to give up your pay pigs?
No.
Like the phone thing, the FaceTime thing. That's
Unless-
sticking around.
Unless my man had the money to cover the pay pigs income, but unfortunately, Danny's just not quite at that point yet.
Oh
Danny,
God,
is this true?
I'm a hoarder.
that's
Yes.
embarrassing.
I'm
It's
not going to
wrapped up in
disclose how much
Tesla.
money.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Not only is your woman about to have another cock inside of her, but she is she is just telling everyone about your business. And she's literally saying you're broke. I'm gonna fuck Adam 22, and I'm not gonna get rid of my OnlyFans that pays me money, or the guys that pay me money from my OnlyFans. This is a lose-lose game, my friend. You need to exit. Maybe this is their thing. Maybe this is just like a comedy kink for them. Like, you know, like he's, I think, a skit guy or like some Hollywood dweeb that, you know, lets his girl get fucked by other people, and you know he's just like, this is my lot in life. Fucking nerd.
Yeah.
You know, he's a smart man.
There's a lot of Jack in the Box dinners that leave something to be desired.
Yeah.
But, hey, I'm saving up for, a condo.
I did notice that
It's
you
over with.
transferred me back the money that I sent you for dinner.
Yeah.
The
So,
other
so
day.
get this. She paid for dinner last night. It was kind of, we all went shooting together.
Yeah.
And I'd already bought 2 dinners for a 5-person crew. 2 meals and hotel rooms. And then we had a final dinner after the shoot yesterday. And it was at a place that was a little bit luxurious. I think it was an Olive Garden.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. It was an actual, expensive place.
It was nice.
And Holly said she would pay, and I let her do that because honestly, the bill was going to be substantial. I let her pay, and then the next morning I woke up and I went, the things she did for your channel, continues
Well,
to do for your channel.
And that's why
how
I'm
could
fucking
you?
Adam today,
How could
because you didn't pay for dinner. So
Really?
Wow.
that was the final straw.
That was the misstep, the
Yeah.
big one.
How much was this meal?
like $65.
Oh my God! I'm thinking that
No
they got
way.
the whole team and that
No.
everybody's spending $50 each on food.
No.
Are not all porn kingpins.
His
22.
pockets are tight,
Bro,
and his
come on.
pants are all.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. So he's like just a loser, right? Like, this is the joke. This is the joke. He's just a loser. You know what I mean? If you want your bitch to pay for dinner and she says yes, let me pay. Like, just let her fucking pay. Who cares? But anyway, that whatever. You know, that's a side note. But she's like actively like poking fun at him, like saying like, this is why I'm gonna fuck Adam because you made me pay for dinner and shit. This must be like their skit. This can't be a real thing because I wouldn't be there. You know, I wouldn't be with this woman, and I wouldn't be talking to Adam 22. It's just,
So, because he's got a massive cock.
A
so-
couple of years ago, I was with a couple of dudes, and they all went out to eat, and then they were all Venmoing. Like one dude paid
No.
for it, and then they all were Venmoing the dude like their share. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, I didn't even know. Like I didn't
That
even
was
think
a
of that.
thing,
Like I didn't even know
yeah.
that was a thing. Which
Yeah.
then that kind of made me realize how privileged I am because normally when I'm hanging out with people when we go out to eat, it's like people are almost fighting to pay the
Yeah.
bill. Like people want to pay the bill. Everybody wants to show how good they're doing, you know?
You made it to
Yeah.
the upper strata.
interesting.
Yeah, that became in 2013. That became big. Venmoing the meal up into like 5 slices.
Yes.
Right.
Imagine not doing that with cash back in the day. But that's a subject for another time.
You know what the fucking
Cash
poker
is
players
awesome,
do? They
man.
all have
Fuck it.
apps
Cash
on
is
their
king.
phone where like it's like some sort of randomized thing, and you can kind of like fucking press the button. Everybody like chooses a number or some shit, and then they like if you press the button, and it like picks a random number, and then that person pays.
It's like credit card roulette.
Yeah,
That's
so
smart.
you get a little fun gambling
Yeah.
action. So if you don't get chosen to pay it, then you get to walk away. I saved $30. Pretty
If
cool.
we did that with your crew, it would decline 5 out of 6
It
times.
probably would. But then we could
Yeah.
play cock roulette to decide who at least gets laid.
right?
Right.
No,
But then
wait,
you'd-
what? Whoa.
5 out of 6 probably get HPV.
Honestly, maybe worse.
So you don't have any level of anger
Hol-
towards the other
Hold on. So from that comment, I'm assuming that everyone on his crew bangs this chick. They just play like hot potato with this whore. Look, I've heard of this before. I don't know what it is. What's that guy's name? Sam Bankman-Fried or whatever the fuck. And he was like a crypto billionaire or something like that. And he ended up going to jail because he's a dumbass, whatever it is. Like he just scammed a bunch of people out of their money. Him and his team, like his people, there was like a big group of like 6 fucking nerds, 8 nerds. I don't know how many there were, but there was a fuck ton of them. And they were tossing around this one bitch who wasn't even fucking hot. She was ugly. I'm gonna cough. Excuse me. I apologize. Pardon me. I got a little excited there. But they were tossing around this bimbo bitch, not even a bimbo, because she didn't have any aesthetically pleasing features. She was just a fucking dweeb. And they were tossing her around like, hey, she's mine now. You can't talk to her. Hey, she's mine now. You can't talk to her. And they were friends, man. Why do people do that? Why do people do that? And if you're a billionaire, there's no reason why you should be tossing around one dork. You should have a bunch of them if you like dorks. You should have like 12. You're a billionaire. Know your place.
Guys that she shoots porn with.
I am compiling a list.
He's
I'm not
got
going
a
to say
hit
what I'm going to
list
do with that
going.
list.
Yeah. He's not pleased. Not
Really?
pleased.
I have a list, and I recently purchased a copy of the Anarchist Cookbook.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking at the match bombs.
What?
But I'm really passionate about what I do, so he's
Yeah.
just gonna have to get used to
These
it.
other men are
Why
just
her arms so thick?
innocent civilians, really.
Honestly.
Well,
Why firebomb their homes?
these other men, Adam, the difference between them and you is that I was present at your wedding.
Yeah.
I shed a tear.
Gay.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Shut the fuck
I
up.
did.
Really?
I
Oh, that's
cried.
so sick. Hell yeah.
I watched your first dance.
Wow.
I watched you give your vows, and all you're doing in return.
Imagine shedding a tear for a man whose wife fucks other men. This is so romantic. Any man, okay, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't cry for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's a happy moment. I don't tend to usually cry for happy moments. It's usually if something gets me retchingly sad where I do shed a tear, but it's a crocodile tear. It's because I feel like I just had to do it. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, man, I have my moments, but it's been a long time. I don't know. But yeah, no, I don't cry at happy things. I cry at, I don't know, sad things. Really sad things. Like crippling sad things. But yeah, that's funny, man. He cried at Adam's wedding, even though Adam's wife fucks other men. That's fucked.
I think you have plans to come on her face.
Fucking his bitch.
Ew.
What are we doing with the cum?
I mean, I
Answer this
would-
carefully.
This is
Yeah.
a weird conversation.
I think a facial is the least offensive.
I don't think that's true.
No? What would be least offensive?
The least offensive is if you finish him off with a hand job and he goes, oh.
Into his own. Nobody wants to watch that, babe.
I do.
Yeah?
What?
That made me feel
You're
better.
gonna jerk off to it?
I'm a hoarder too. I'm gonna jerk off into my own hand and be like, I'm keeping this.
Honestly, take it home.
That's the end of the set.
Yeah,
End of the
as
shoot.
proof.
Yeah.
This is weird. This is really weird.
Little souvenir.
Go to my office, put it in a jar. No, but I'm gonna be real with you. Like one thing I've realized is that when I have sex, the girl consuming my nut at the end really kind of is the whole thing.
Huh?
Like, that's an integral, important
It's
part
the
of this.
completion. Yeah.
Not to say that they always have to, but especially like on camera, like, because we do these orgy things, right? Too. So some of the girls, I'll fuck them for a minute and a half, and then like we don't finish together or whatever. Like obviously there's 6, 7 mouths to choose from, and it's like it just doesn't feel like I really fucked that girl. But if I
Yeah.
finish with her,
Yeah.
there's one girl.
Man, orgies are weird as fuck. Orgies are super weird. You guys, I'm going to tell you a story, okay? It seems like every episode, every video that you and I do, there seems to be a video or a story within it somewhere. Let me tell you something. So I was coming back from, I think, what was it? I think I was actually coming back from Colombia at the time. And I went to go stay with a buddy of mine just before I had to go to Japan. He said, hey, man, do you want to go to the sex club? And I'm like, what? Yeah, man, it's cool. It's not like what you'd expect. And I'm like, really? Because I'm expecting it to be a sex club. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, listen, I don't think I'm going to like this. I'll go and check it out because I'm a curious person, but I'm not doing anything. He's like, yeah, no problem. He's like, we'll go. I'll bring my girlfriend, and then my sister wants to go as well. I'm like, This is getting weird, but okay. So we go there, whatever. We're drinking wine and stuff before we leave, whatever it is. I'm a wine guy, okay? Like usually, sometimes, like it's either wine. Actually, I drink pretty much everything. Yeah. I drink everything. Anyway, we go there, and immediately I go there, and I'm like, I don't like this. There's not very pretty people here. Everyone's really fucking ugly, and it smells funny. I don't like this place, but I'm not going to be the guy like, hey, we just got here, and we need to leave immediately because it was a far drive. So we get there. I kind of like, just kick it for a little bit. I just start having like a few drinks. They're like, hey, do you want to go and like explore and take the tour because you're a first timer? Do I have to? And they're like, well, it's better that we do show you because you don't want to get lost. And I'm like, well, that's true. So I go for the tour. This fucking little tiny lady with the glasses, she actually looks like she would be like the girl version of the guy in this video with the fucking haircut. She brings me along, right? She's showing me the different rooms, and then we get to the playroom or whatever. I'm like, oh, shit, I don't want to be here. So we go in there. There's obviously people doing their shit, doing their thing all over the fucking couches. There's a ton of people. And because I'm being escorted around by the fucking person that works there who's fully clothed, they know that I'm a newbie. So they're looking at me like I'm a hot piece of meat. And I don't like the fact. I don't like that at all. So I'm being preyed upon, and I'm looking through, and there's just these noises, like it's just disgusting sex noises, coming from everywhere. I'm being stared at. I'm being associated with sex, and I'm not even fucking involved. And it's just making me really uncomfortable. And everyone's just ugly. So we're in there, whatever. I'm done with the tour. And my buddy, his girl, and my buddy's sister was like, hey, do you want to go into that playroom? And I'm like, not really. And they're like, well, come on. Like, we're here. We might as well just, explore. And I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I didn't want to be alone either. And I wasn't the one with the car keys. Oh, I had no choice. I was like, okay, fine. So we walk through. I find a little seat in the corner where I just don't have to look at anyone. And there's this big, hulking, nasty, fat bitch that comes over to me, and she's like, we reserve this area. Her and her fucking little fat pug man comes over and said, we reserve this area. We've been waiting forever. I was like, you can have it. No problem. But she was like angry with me. Like I took her spot. Like I poached her fucking position. I'm like, I don't want to be involved in this orgy. Go do whatever the fuck you want. I was really upset that she got so fucking aggravated with me. Fuck off. That place sucks, man.
Girl that we shoot with like all the time, that we shot like a ton of content with, and she's fucking just swallowed my nut like 6 times at this point.
Wow.
Ew.
Well, you should be proud of yourself. How about
Honestly.
It just really stands out. Like, oh, me and her really
There's
connect.
a connection there, yeah.
She knows exactly what my nut tastes like.
Let me lay this out
Ew.
because I'm not sure I want you making a connection with Holly Day. You and I play a game of rock, paper, scissors right now.
Uh-huh.
I win. She has to spit your seed out. You win.
Ew.
She swallows.
Just this. Oh.
She's just like letting this happen.
I'm really like thinking that we could kind of leave that in her court.
Well, let's
Yeah.
play.
Well, I like the idea of rock, paper, scissors, and then she just swallows it anyway. But okay, sure.
I'm
let's
probably
do
going to
that.
swallow
That's gonna be
it
the ultimate
regardless,
betrayal.
but-
Ew.
Because this is her time to shine, man. She's got a
Honestly.
show.
I'm gonna be moved out of the apartment by the time you get home, if that's
Will
the case.
you?
I'm gonna have a U-Haul out there.
And he just moved in last week.
So we go 1, 2, 3.
Sure. 1,
Okay.
2, shoot.
1, 2. Snip, snip.
He
I'm
lost anyway.
swallowing.
Yes.
Why you
Thank
said
God.
it, dumbass?
Sorry.
You should have just said no.
All right.
But
My instincts were right.
Adam,
Good work.
I'm in a lot of pain right now, but I'm trying to take my mind off that. We have to tell you the story about border.
But
Yeah.
okay, but he was thinking like,
What?
you went scissors when you were doing the example version. You won't ever go scissors again.
He was trying to
So he's like,
yeah,
paper.
bluff you out of it.
Meanwhile, in my head, I honestly didn't even think about it. I didn't even consider doing it.
You're
I
just
didn't
not
either.
good.
imagine,
It probably is.
imagine playing a game of chance and then bragging about how you won, like you just didn't just do it by accident. Leave it to Adam 22 to say, I wasn't even thinking about how I just beat your ass. It's rock, paper, scissors, you dumbass. There's only a 33% chance of you doing anything. Oh, man. That's so funny. Adam 22 is a dickhead, man. Oh, shit. Imagine a man bragging to you about how he just beat your ass playing rock, paper, scissors, and then he gets to fuck your woman. I'd key his car. I'd slash his tires, bro. I would fucking burn his house down. I would be very, very upset if someone bragged to me about beating me in fucking rock, paper, scissors. It's a game of chance and you beat me by chance. Don't brag to me about how you fucking calculated it.
There probably are some good scientific papers on the probabilities of rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, there are, yeah.
And in the subconscious ways you can influence somebody. There's a study that came out where they gave a college student a coffee, either iced or hot. It was free coffee. They gave it out. And then about a mile further down on campus, somebody came up and talked to this person. The person with the coffees and the person who came up to the coffee holding person was a control in the experiment. And after the control came up and talked to the student who got a free coffee, another person came up with a clipboard and said, "What did you think about the attitude of that second person who approached you and had a conversation?" And if the student had been given iced coffee, they said the person was cold and uncaring and harsh. But if the person had a hot coffee, they said that they were jolly and fun.
What does this have to do with anything?
And the person who came up in the middle had the same script, regardless of what kind of coffee was being held.
What the fuck?
Weird.
So you can, people think we're in control of our own thoughts and our own actions, but there's so much outside influence controlling what we do that we're not aware of.
Hold on. Okay. By that point, let me think about that. That's interesting. Wow, something intellectual came out of this stupid fucking podcast clip. Cool. Anyway, from what he's saying, the people that were given the hot coffee thought that the people that were speaking with them were a little bit warmer. And then the people that were given the cold coffee thought that the person that they were speaking to was cold. And they all had the same script. Very interesting. I'd like to think that just by drinking something warm, it warms you up inside. It's almost like an energy healant, you know? It just makes you feel like you're comfortable. So it's like a feeling, you know? But when you're cold, you drink something cold, your body is actively trying to bring that liquid to like a room temperature. When you drink things that are cold, it slows down your metabolism, right? And your metabolism doesn't really like that. It just kind of likes to be on its own pace. You know what I'm saying? So your body is using more energy to make that stuff in your stomach that's cold warm up, which has the stuff that you would take in your stomach that is warm, so let's say a warm coffee, it's going to cool down anyway. So it's like your body's like, oh, okay, this is like an experience that just naturally will just happen to me. My metabolism will burn this, no problem. That makes sense in my head. I'm pretty sure I just deduced that down to what I actually think in my brain makes sense. So that's interesting. Interesting thing to talk about in this podcast with your girlfriend about to fuck the podcast host.
It's the temperature of your beverage.
So if
Exactly.
you want to impress somebody, go hot with the food.
Great. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
smart,
Do
yeah.
not let a girl get an iced coffee on a first date.
Yeah, but girls
And
like ice
don't
cream.
get sushi. Get something warm.
Fuck, go to fucking
Sushi's gay.
Little Sizzlers.
What if it's
Yeah.
like 100
Sizzlers.
degrees out?
100 degrees out?
It's like 100 degrees, you get a hot coffee. Most girls aren't into that.
I think you got to ask yourself, how bad do you want the pussy at?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Hey, that was terrible. Talk about a mundane podcast host. Adam22, man, I'm going to keep reacting to you because, you know, your stuff is content and, like, your thumbnails are good and, like, your titles are good and stuff. But, dude, you're boring. You need to drink a hot coffee before you come on the show. You're very lackadaisical. There's pros and cons to being active and within conversation. I think if you're on it and you're speaking to someone with a little bit of, you know, enthusiasm and gusto, they're just going to be excited to be there. But you're so lackadaisical, and I don't know if it's because you're trying to be cool because you know you're going to fuck this girl anyway, or you just don't have to try. I want to see you having fun on your podcast, man. I'm not trying to be your enemy here. I'm just pointing out the obvious in terms of my experience with your podcast. Look like you're having a good time, at least. You're getting laid. Smile. You guys, I appreciate you for coming back. This is your boy TOS Kinger. All right. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks a bunch, and God bless. TOS Kinger, out.